Hey guys, I'm back with another tutorial, or just a couple hits and tips and tricks for Logic Pro 9. For those of us that don't have an audio engineering degree just yet, but really do need to use this software for its basic needs. You're going to see here that I already have an arrangement that I have pre-recorded, and there's some bass, there's some drums, there's regular tracks and things like that. Everything's here, and people generally can't really make it to this point, but I've got another video for that, and that'll get you to the point where you can actually just record tracks. But then you still might be stuck, because there's a couple other things that people have a problem with. First things first, we're going to look at the console down here. Logic always starts you off at a tempo of 120 beats per second, or beats per minute. So what you want to do is, if you want to change that, you double-click, and you manually change the beats per minute to your liking. And that is going to help you a great deal. When you start to record a song, before you actually start to record, you want to configure Logic to mold itself around that song. You want to change the time signature, if your time signature is different. You want to change the BPM, which is all located right down here. The first thing you'll notice that this tempo corresponds to is the metronome. And that's what's going to be really, really difficult, because if you have a song, let's say, that's in 145 BPM, and you don't change this, and this is still at 120, you're raw recording, so you hit the record button, the metronome is going to be clicking you at 120 BPM, so it's going to be really annoying because you're going to want to be playing it really fast, and the metronome is making you play it really slow, so you're going to want to turn the metronome off, so that you're blind-eyeing, or you're blind-earing, rather, the rest of your recording, and that's not very professional. So you want to change your BPM to whatever the BPM of your song is, and use the metronome so you can get an accurate recording. Now, I explained to you what everything here was. These are just the effects and channels and things like that. Everything that goes to each of the tracks. If you click on a single track, it'll tell you everything that comes with that track. This track right here has a compressor, has a channel EQ, it's got the actual amp that's come with it. It's got a pedal board attached to it, you know, and there's a tuner, which is obviously off, or else the track, you're not going to get anything out of it. So treat this like your pedal board and your amp. So treat this like your rig. This whole thing is your rig. And this is what you've got to work with. This is what you have on stage, or this is what you have in front of you. When you're sitting down, you only have access to maybe your amp, or you only have access to your guitar, or you only have access to your drum set that's in front of you. You don't actually have access to everything that's back here. This is all that's going to be making you sound the way you do over here, so you can come back here and switch things. So right here, you switch your guitar, you switch the tone of your guitar, which is located in the loop section. If you don't have this right here, you're going to want to click on Media, and you want to click on Library. Library is where all of the different tones for your guitar are stored. So you have your metal guitar, you have your metal brown tone, you know, you can go up to your cream section, you can go up to your amps and choose a different kind of amp. Run two at the same time by clicking the eyes of both. And you have what equipment you're using kind of set up for you using the library and using your tracks here. Let's say I choose a Shred Dude. I want a Shred Dude guitar that's in the metal section, and then I'm going to pair it with this amp right here, and it's going to be, let's say I'm going to use a Crunchy Dry amp, and I'm going to use the Modern Brit Stack, okay? So basically, if I'm going to be running an interface, I'm just going to, if I want to pair these two, I would just hit the I and the I, and then I would hit the record on the guitar, and it'll record as if though I'm recording in both of these tracks, but it'll record on just the guitar track. So I come down here to Shred Dude, and I look at the pedal board. I double-click on pedal board, and it gives me the entire pedal board. Now, I can turn the effects off from here, I can move effects in, I can make it so that this pedal board is completely bypassed because I don't like any of the effects. I just like, let's say, just the regular amp tone, but I don't like these effects at all, so I can just turn off the effects completely. I can do whatever I want by just clicking here, and that's just the pedal board. There's a noise gate that's automatically there that you can switch, that you can go up and down on. Channel EQ, everything is there for you to tweak around with. If you need to add something, there are extra spaces for you to add things. If you need to take something out, you can actually remove each of these. So you are left with a lot of different things that you can do with the tracks, and so you're good. Now what's going to happen is you're going to be ready to record. So you have everything here, and you have the track that you want, you have this track, and you're ready to go. You start recording your guitar line, and you got your BPM set, so you have a really good, really clean guitar line. So let's listen to this one here. So what happens here is I've got a lead and then I've got a rhythm. Now obviously you're not going to be able to put the same on the same track, so you're going to have to split the tracks. But I don't want to make another track, fresh new one, go back into my library, tweak everything as if that was just like this track here. So what I do is I click this, and all I have to do is hit Command D. Command D will duplicate that track to its exact settings. Now, if you want to do this without using a shortcut, then don't watch my videos, because if I tell you to use a shortcut, just memorize that shortcut. It'll save you every single second of life that's going to count.